Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is finally out. After all the rumours and speculation, we finally know what cameos happened in the movie. Let's break it all down. What's going on, Marvel fans? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, The Viking. Make sure you give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. When Marvel decided to introduce the multiverse into the MCU, speculation, fan rumours, scoopers, all had something to say. Clickbait, of course, was always a big thing, but even more now because people were excited to see who might show up in these MCU movies. Any character, from any timeline, from any dimension, from any universe, can and maybe will show up in the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Spider-Man No Way Home was the first to do this, introducing Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man alongside the MCU Spider-Man Tom Holland, alongside the Rogue Gallery from all three different interpretations of the character. But when Doctor Strange 2 got its title, rumours and speculation increased even more. Fans got very, very excited. Spider-Man No Way Home not only introduced the multiverse and bringing in different Spider-Mans, it was also a global hit. So the expectations for Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness was insane. We heard Tom Cruise might be the superior Iron Man, and in the first trailer, when Doctor Strange meets a group from the comic books known as the Illuminati, fans went crazy. This group, known as the Illuminati in the comic books, consisted of Namor, Doctor Strange, Mr. Fantastic, Iron Man, Black Bolt, and Professor X. So many fans, many scoopers, many bloggers were interested to see who would be in the MCU version of the Illuminati. Doctor Strange ends up in a universe where the Illuminati exist, and the team consists of Patrick Stewart as Professor X, Hayley Atwell as Peggy Carter aka Captain Carter, Mordo, Black Bolt, Mr. Fantastic, and Captain Marvel, and this version of Captain Marvel is Maria Rambeau. So this team isn't accurate to the comic books, but it was a very interesting team to see on the big screen. And if you don't know exactly who the Illuminati are, I'm going to break it down in this video. This article comes from Collider. Who are the Illuminati in Doctor Strange 2? And this explains the universe where they exist and how each character is a part of the team and how they are who they are in that universe and not in the MCU. While Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness features many new characters, artifacts, and comic book events, there's no questioning the Marvel Cinematic Universe version of the Illuminati steals the show. Inspired by a Marvel Comics group of the same name, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness features a live-action version of a secret society of heroes who act behind humanity's back to decide the world's fate. For this secret society to work, the Illuminati unites some of the most powerful heroes in the cosmos, including alternate versions of Earth 616 heroes and characters who have yet to make their proper MCU debut. But who are the Illuminati members in Earth 838, and how did the secret group get together? Stephen Strange, 838, the Illuminati founder. As Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness reveals, Earth 838, Stephen Strange decided to put the Illuminati together to make tough decisions the majority of people are not ready to face. While it's unclear exactly when Stephen created the Illuminati, the group was already active by the time Thanos went after the Infinity Stones to move on with his genocidal plan. Just as Stephen from Earth 616 was willing to let Thanos kill half the universe's life to ensure the Avengers would win in the end. In Earth 838, Stephen's thinking led him to convince his most powerful allies to start making decisions in the shadows. Stephen from Earth 838 used the Darkhold to search for ways to defeat Thanos in multiple realities. His goal was to wander the multiverse looking for powerful weapons that could prevent the villain from snapping the Infinity Gauntlet. Stephen indeed found a weapon capable of killing Thanos, the legendary Book of Vishanti. However, the cost was the destruction of an entire reality. While wandering the multiverse, people risk making different realities clash, which might lead to the destruction of one of them or both. So to prevent Earth 838 from ever disappearing just because Stephen was reckless and arrogant, the Illuminati decided to kill their Doctor Strange. Stephen from Earth 838 fully supported this decision, warning his teammates that other versions of himself could one day cross the barriers between universes and put everyone in danger. The Illuminati hid the truth about Stephen's demise, pretending the master of mystic arts died at the hands of Thanos. That's one clever solution that allows the Illuminati to keep acting in secrecy while creating a marker that would unite the whole world and usher in an era of prosperity. Baron Mordo, Sorcerer Supreme. Taking the place of Stephen Strange as Earth 838 Sorcerer Supreme and member of the Illuminati is Baron Mordo. In this alternate reality, Mordo never became a villain determined to destroy all the wizards in the world. Instead, Mordo and Stephen kept their brotherly relationship until Doctor Strange got too greedy with the Darkhold and caused trillions of lives to disappear. Mordo represents the magic wielders in the Illuminati, helping to decide what to do about mystical menaces that threaten reality. Professor X from the X-Men. One of the most prominent members of Earth 838 Illuminati is Professor X. Telepath, mutant, who's the leader of the X-Men, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness brings back Patrick Stewart for the role of Professor X, after the star played the mutant leader in Fox's pre-MCU X-Men film franchise. The Earth 838 version of Professor X uses a golden futuristic wheelchair, just like the one featured in the 90s animated series focused on the mutants. The design connection could have something to do with the upcoming X-Men 97 revival for the animated series coming to Disney Plus in 2023. We're also waiting for the inclusion of mutants into Earth 616, so Professor X's cameo could be teasing that it won't take long for the X-Men to join the MCU officially. Captain Carter, the first Avenger. In Earth 838, Hayley Atwell's Peggy Carter takes the super serum in place of Steve Rogers, becoming the first Avenger. As Captain Carter, Peggy uses a vibranium shield to fight bad guys. Just like Steve, Earth 838's, Peggy seems to have remained frozen in time for a few decades before becoming one of Earth's mightiest heroes. Captain Carter became a fan favourite character after she showed up in the MCU animated series What If. However, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness doesn't confirm if the Earth 838 version of Captain Carter is the same we see in the animated series. We hope not, given that Scarlet Witch destroyed the Illuminati, cutting Captain Carter in half with her own shield. Maria Rambeau, Captain Marvel. Just as Peggy Carter is the first Avenger of Earth 838, a different person took over the mantle and powers of Captain Marvel, while Earth 616's Carol Danvers becomes Captain Marvel. Her best friend Maria Rambeau becomes a cosmic powerhouse in the alternate universe. In Earth 838, Maria has all the same powers Carol displays in Earth 616, which leads us to believe it was Maria and not Carol who got involved with the explosion of the Kree ship and overcharged with the power on the Space Stone. In Earth 616, Maria's daughter Monica just got her MCU superpowers as part of the events of WandaVision. Monica will appear next in the Marvels, the Captain Marvel sequel. Black Bolt from the Inhumans. No one was ever expecting to see Anson Mount replaying the role of Black Bolt, King of Inhumans. Mainly known as Black Bolt, the hero is part of an altered, superpowered human species that live on the moon's dark side, in a glorious city. Black Bolt is one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe, capable of shattering an entire building with just a whisper. That's why Black Bolt usually keeps to himself and remains silent. Mount has previously played the character in ABC's failed series Inhumans, released in 2017. At the time, the idea was to introduce the Inhumans and make them cross over with the rest of the MCU. But the series bombed so hard that Disney thought it was best to pretend it didn't exist, which is a shame. For everything that Inhumans did wrong, it also introduced a great cast of characters. Let's hope that Mount's return points out to the Inhumans joining the MCU soon. And with the multiverse being canon, we can pretend the failed series happened in another timeline and just bring the beloved characters for a new story. Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four. For a long time, fans of the MCU had wished John Krasinski would take the mantle of Reed Richards, the leader of the Fantastic Four. Well, it happened, even if only for a cameo. Krasinski is currently the only official Reed Richards in the MCU. Now we can cross our fingers that the actor will play the character in the current MCU timeline and be the leader of the Fantastic Four, bringing in the rest of the team. Besides Reed, the Fantastic Four is also composed initially of the Thing, Ben Grimm, the Invisible Woman, Susan Storm Richards, and the Human Torch, Johnny Storm. After Reed marries Susan, the couple also have two superpowered children, Franklin and Valerie. That's worth mentioning because the Earth 838 version of Reed Richards tells Wanda that he's married and a father. So if Earth 838 can have the whole Fantastic Four family, we can only hope the same thing happens in the main MCU timeline. That is the Illuminati explained from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Very different from the comic books, I might add, but I still think it was pretty cool. And Wanda, of course, absolutely takes them out, no problems at all. She makes Mr. Fantastic into spaghetti. She makes Black Bolt kind of blow up his own head by taking away his mouth, which was crazy. Captain Carter got cut in half by her own shield. Maria Rambeau, Captain Marvel, got crushed by a giant statue. It was crazy. And what she did to Patrick Stewart, Professor X, by just snapping his neck in his mind, I think, that was dark as F. And Mordo got to survive. But it was crazy how Wanda just obliterated the Illuminati. They're supposed to be the strongest Avengers in that Earth. Yeah, I don't think so. They didn't do a good job. But many people online are like, this is terrible. Why did they kill them off so soon? John Krasinski's wasted. Patrick Stewart's wasted. But guys, this is the multiverse. These characters can come back in different universes and still play the character. They can still be in the main MCU timeline and they're fine. Remember, the multiverse. There is so many different universes. There is so many different dimensions, timelines. I wasn't worried about these characters being killed off at all. I actually thought it was pretty interesting, pretty dark, and it served the story showcasing Wanda as the movie's villain, and she was ruthless. I'm a huge X-Men fan from the Fox universe. I love those movies, those characters so much, and I was very disappointed to see what they did with Evan Peters, Quicksilver from the X-Men universe in WandaVision, making his character into a joke. So I was worried about Patrick Stewart in this movie, but I liked how he was portrayed. The iconic team song, the floating wheelchair, that was really cool. John Krasinski, it was kind of unbelievable to see him on the screen as Mr. Fantastic, because many fans for years have been saying, please cast him, and they did. And yes, he was killed off, but he looked cool, he sounded cool. We just didn't get to see him do anything cool at all. Anson Mount coming back as Black Bolt, that was surprising, didn't expect that whatsoever. His death though was brutal, and his power is pretty cool. You know, if he talks, he can just blow away entire cities and stuff like that. You know, Maria Rambeau, Captain Marvel, I'm not a fan of that character, so I wasn't too impressed by her. Hayley Atwell, I love, it was cool to see her, but not much of the Illuminati got to do anything cool. That's just the disappointing thing about it. They were killed off pretty quickly. It wasn't dragged out, it wasn't really given much groundwork at all. They were just there and then they were gone. But I also thought it was cool how this Earth has faced Thanos before and they killed him, and then they killed Doctor Strange. This Illuminati group is pretty ruthless in their decisions as well, because in the comic books they actually sent away the Hulk because he was too destructive, which led to the comic book storylines, Planet Hulk and then World War Hulk, where the Hulk was on a different planet. He was like the king there, he had a family, but then they died, so he came back to Earth to get revenge on the Illuminati. So look, I have to say, I think we were spoilt with this movie. People were saying they didn't utilize the multiverse enough. To be honest with you, I was pretty happy. I was not expecting to see John Krasinski or Black Bolt. This was awesome. This was pretty cool to me. So I was a happy Marvel multiverse fan leaving the movie theater. But guys, what was your thoughts on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and the Illuminati and those cameos? What did you think? Were you happy? Did you not like the movie? Let me know below. But that is the MCU Illuminati Explained. Guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. More videos coming soon.